Hello everybody, it's Dana Sullivan, the Stampin' Chick, here with day 1 of the 13 days of Halloween treats. How are you today, my friends? I hope you're doing well. I am so excited to be here with you because the 13 days of Halloween treats are one of my most favorite series of the entire year. I love bringing you guys some fun and fabulous Halloween treat packaging and show you how to make them so that you can make them for yourselves and all of your little ghouls and goblins too. All right, friends, I am really happy to be here tonight. I am using the Bag of Bones stamp set and die bundle. This is brand new in the holiday catalog, and it is so much fun because there are all these cool little bits and pieces of the skeleton man, and you can make him do anything you want. I mean, there are so many different poses and positions available. You've got the one piece that you can stamp and cut out just as it is and not have to think about anything. It's done for you. But then you can get really creative with dancing or waving or any other really cool things with all of his little bended, folded, raised and stretched body parts. It's so much fun. And then there's also other little things like a mustache and a little bandana. A little, what do they call those? There's actually a name, isn't there? Anyway, the little tie here. And we've got all kinds of cool hats and rows and bats and hearts. And then, of course, there's the sentiments, and they're absolutely beautiful. Hi there, Miss Luann. How are you? I see folks are coming in, so be sure to say hello. And if you're new here, let me know where you're tuning in from so that I can see where everybody's coming in from. That's so much fun. And then there's a little puppy dog and a kitty cat, too. So these are super cute. And the best thing about this whole deal is that there's dies for all of it. So as you can see here, there's the puppy dog and the kitty cat. We've got a couple of different types of bats. This one cuts out, wait, this one, oh yeah, there's an image for that one too. This one and this one cut out images. This one just cuts out cardstock, so you don't even have to stamp to cut that out. There's a little moon and stars. That's some extra stuff. This super cute fence is absolutely adorable, and the tomb, the mausoleum, we're going to be using tonight, as well as the little tombstone. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And you can see all the little bits and pieces of the skeleton man. So everything has a die. You don't have to worry about fussy cutting such small little pieces, which is even better. I just love that. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Day 1 of the 13 days of Halloween treats. We're using the Bag of Bones Stampin' Die Bundle. And we're creating this super cute little graveyard Kit Kat box. I think it's so much fun. So I have a couple of little tiny single-sized Kit Kat. These are raspberry and cream, and honestly, I can't recall where I got them. Probably Target. But, you know, the Halloween sections are in full swing right now, and you can find either the little singles or a single of the double Kit Kat piece would also fit in here. So the little individual servings would fit perfectly. The box, I actually made the frame myself, which I'm going to give you the measurements for that here in just a minute. And then you can see the mausoleum. Here's that die cut here and here. And then I'm also using the little tombstone part right here to give it some depth and dimension in the front. And my little skeleton guy is super cute. So I actually had done this one with some of our little brads. They're the squares and dots brads. But I wasn't really a fan of how it worked out because it's such a small space in there, and it was really hard to get those little brads through. So I'm not going to do that tonight, but if you're inclined to be brave and try it, then certainly the brads are really neat. And then of course, you know, you can move his legs and his arms if you were to do that. We're not going to do that tonight. I'm just going to assemble each of the pieces kind of stacked together, and then I'll just pose him however I want him right off the bat. So we'll just do that way for this one. And then we have the sentiment here, no bones about it, you're a sweet friend. I absolutely love it. And I love this color combination. I think it goes really well, not only with the Halloween theme, but of course, this color goes really well with my candies, which I love doing. So let me go ahead and get started with the supplies. I used Melon Mambo and Memento Black inks. Of course, I used the Bag of Bones Stampin' Die bundle. My treat holder is basic gray. Now this piece is the base. This is what makes our tray right here, our little graveyard area. And it is 4 1/4 by 3 inches. And then on the long side here, I scored it at 3/4 of an inch and 3 1/2. Now basically what I'm saying, I scored it at 3/4 of an inch all the way around. So 3/4, turn, 3/4, turn, 3/4, turn, 3/4, turn. Okay, so score it at 3/4 of an inch all the way around. And then I cut each of my little tabs here to miter. And what I mean is, when I scored this, I cut in between these score lines and then cut at this angle to create that little wedge. And then cut this little end to create that little wedge. And I did it on all 4 pieces. Now that will give you a little bit less bulk in your corners when you go to assemble your box. So it's really nice to do that. Another thing that I really like to make sure I do is give my scored piece a really good crisp edge with the bone folder. Okay, so you want to make sure that you score and then burnish all of your edges, yes, even your tabs, because it makes it easier to get that nice crisp corner when you're assembling your box. So yes, you want to burnish all of your score lines, including the little tabs. And then this box is super simple to assemble. All we're going to do is put some glue on the back side of our tabs and then bring them up just like so. Really easy, okay? Hi, Melissa. How's it going, darling? So let me put a little glue here and a little glue here and here and here. And then while I'm doing the glue, let me show you this. This is my glue cap. Can you see how mangled and destroyed it is? It doesn't even seal anymore. This is what happens when 10-second Tom is underneath my feet. I drop it on the floor and Miss Willow thinks that it is her new chew toy. She snatched it up before I could even step off my stool. Little wretched brat. Luckily, it is almost empty, so I don't have to worry about it drying out. Okay, now I'm just gluing these tabs together with the box just like so. As you can see, I'm lining up my edges to make sure I've got a nice crisp fold and a nice square corner. That's really important for boxes. We want them to lay and sit nicely, and it gives us a good foundation. Okay, I also have cut 2 of the mausoleum pieces. And you'll notice that I have them both facing forward. That's because when you're looking at this treat holder, you're looking at it straight on. So you're not really looking at the back side, and you want the decorative elements to show here as well. If we were to do the decorative elements to the outside so that it was the same on both sides, when you looked at it from the front, you'd see an ugly background. Do you see that back here? It's ugly. So we want to make sure that we're gluing both of the fronts facing the same way. So we're going to just add a little bit of liquid glue here. And I want to make sure that my box stays flat. Okay. So I'm assembling it on the table. And then I'm going to put adhesive here. And again, I've got the front facing the front just like the other one. I've got it flat on the table, and then I can put it together just like that. Okay? And the base is made, and that's super simple, right? Okay, let me go ahead and grab my next piece. I have the little tombstone piece, and for this one I'm going to put it on dimensionals because I want a little bit of depth to the front of my project. Okay, so that was kind of my whole point for adding this layer on. I'm going to add a bit of depth here. So my handy dandy take your pick tool is going to help me out with these little tabs. Come on, maybe it is. There we go. It takes a couple of tries for me today. There we go. Okay. Now then, I'm going to just line this up with the lines that are already on the embossed section here. So it's really nice. There's all this texture is done for you, and it's very simple. There we go. Okay, now that we have that done, let me attempt to put the lid back on my glue. Oh, goodness. Okay, I have a scrap of basic white cardstock, and then I have a strip. This strip is 3 inches by 3/4 inches, and this is 3 inches by 1 3/4. Okay, and because I'm using photopolymer stamps, I really like to make sure I've got my pierce mat here, and I'm going to start out with the sentiment. So I'm taking the Melon Mambo ink and the stamp that says "No bones about it, you're a sweet friend." Tap, 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 not smush, smush, smush. Line this up relatively centered. There we go, not too bad. Alright, and then the Memento ink, I'm going to stamp all of my little skeleton bits and pieces, okay? So, I'll start out with his body. There we go. And then a leg. Alright. And another leg. And I'm leaving a little bit of space in between because I want to be able to die cut each of these little pieces out. So again, tap, tap, tap. Oh, Della is coming. Yes, I know. I'm so excited. It's been a while since we've seen Miss Della. I'm so excited for coffee and card class on Wednesday too, Luann. I have fun things planned for us. But I'm not telling you what they are because I mean like that. Alright, now that I have each of my pieces stamped, through the magic and wonder of television, I have got them already cut out. And I'm going to assemble each of my pieces. Now, like I said, this time I'm going to glue them directly. Now, when you die cut these pieces out, you will notice that there is actually a little pierce mark. Like the intention is there for it to be put on hinges, but it may just be me, and it may be these crazy nails. They're getting a little bit long. But I'm going to put just a dot of glue right there on each of the joints of his body. Okay, I screw that on like it's actually going to hold. All right, this one I want to go right here, and this one kind of want him to go up like that, like he's saying hello. There we go. And this one here, and maybe while he's saying hello, he's doing a little jig. So we'll just bring him up like that. There we go. I like it. Okay, now I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of his body. I'm not going to worry about the arms and legs because I want them to look kind of like they're flailing around, right? So we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to add a little bit right here to his body. I'm going to take one of these big dimensionals here, and then one of them strategically right there. Okay, and then he is going to go right in front of the tombstone. So he's hanging on to the front of it here, and we'll make it look like he's not floating. We'll try to make him look like he's, you know, kind of hanging out on the ground here. There we go. All right. Now then, I need to do something I forgot. Before you put him on, slide your ribbon through this piece right here. I'm going between the mausoleum and the tomb. That's what I meant to do. And I'm gonna finagle this just a little bit. Do as I say, not as I do, friends. There we go. Okay, that is about 6 inches of the vanilla and black checkered ribbon from the holiday catalog. And then I have about 10 inches of linen thread also, and I'm just going to tie it right here around this, and I'm going to tie it into a bow. So I like to just kind of start my my little tails here so that I can pretend like I have 3 hands, and just like that. Okay, and we'll cinch it up a little bit, and we're not going to worry too much about how straight it is right behind him, because actually our sentiment is going to cover that up for us, so it's going to hide any of that issue here. Okay, and we're going to tie a little bow. Alright, there we go. And then we can finagle our bow however we want to make it look just right, but I think that'll be okay. Alright, now then, I've got that done, and I'll keep fiddling with it until I don't like it at all. And how many of you do that? Fiddle with your bow until you don't like it at all, and then you have to undo and redo the whole bow because it just doesn't work out. So I'm going to try not to let myself do that tonight. There we go. Okay, now then, we have our sentiment piece here, and I'm going to cut the corners off of it just to give it a little bit of something, so it's not so plain and kind of boring, you know. Alright, there we go. And then we're going to add a single dimensional right here to his midsection, and we're going to attach it just like that. So let me grab my dimensional right here. Thank you, friend. Okay. There we go. And then we'll put this piece right about there. Alright, now we can trim down those tails if we want to, and we want to do a little bit because they're kind of crazy. There we go. And then the last thing we need to do is add a couple of these little glow-in-the-dark bats. Now, these are out of stock right now, unfortunately. They have been so popular. They have come and gone and come and gone again. And they'll be back again soon, but, you know, for right now, you could use anything else. If you have some clear rhinestones, that would look nice. Or some of the classic dots, the ones that have white and gray and black, those would be pretty cool. But I have these. I've got just a few of them left, actually. I think these are my last ones. And so I'm going to use them on this one because it's just super stinking cute. Alright, there we go, my friends. We have this absolutely adorable little treat holder. Let me go ahead and put my Kit Kats down inside there. And as you can see, we have enough room, just enough room, for 2 little fabulous Kit Kats. And it is so stinking cute. And, I mean, come on, that's adorable, right? Alright guys, there is day 1 of the 13 days of Halloween treats. I hope that you guys will come back again tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for day 2. And the 13 days of Halloween treats will go for 13 consecutive days, except for... No, that's not true. Every day consecutive 13 days. Sorry. However, they won't all be live. Some of them will be pre-recorded because the weekend I generally won't be on here. So anyway, I have a demonstrator event coming up this next weekend, so you will be getting recorded videos for that, but I don't want you guys to miss out on your treats. So come back every night at 8 and see what next treat I have for you, okay? Alright guys, thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed the project, and I hope that I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, my friends, have a good night. Bye for now.